We all want to know the secret behind becoming a millionaire, don't we? We want to know how the world's super rich think, act, and handle their money. Regardless of your financial situation, you can better your financial status no matter what. So, if you are ready for some life experiences and financial tips from the wealthiest people that will make your wealth manager envious, brace yourself to change your perspective about money and align it with these wealthy people. Keep watching to find out how. With all the financial advice emphasizing diversification, it's not surprising that millionaires and billionaires keep their money in lots of different places. But some of the places they sock away their riches might surprise you. But the truth is that most millionaires and billionaires follow the two basic rules of maintaining wealth. Those rules are: 1. Don't lose the money, and 2. Don't forget rule number 1. But before we dig deeper into where they keep their money, let's start from scratch, and that is how to master basic money skills. Made individuals start from scratch and build their wealth over time, beginning first by mastering basic money skills like budgeting and moving on to saving and investing after that. These practices take time and discipline. So, first, you need to start by building a solid financial foundation is to have a solid reserve of cash that you can tap into. This goes a long way. Most self-made millionaires will tell you that they have 6 to 9 months of their monthly expenses set aside, but you should also note that financial experts generally suggest 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses as a baseline. But I would recommend you do what works for your cash flow and know that any amount will help. This way, you will avoid spending money on expenses that charge high-interest credit cards or take out a personal loan. Carlos Slim Helú, Mexico's richest businessman with a net worth of $73.3 billion, once quoted, "Start putting money aside as soon as possible." Whatever type of work you do, the sooner you start saving and managing your money, the better off you will be later in life. That's because if you have an unexpected expense, such as an urgent car repair or medical bills, a rainy day fund that is immediately available for withdrawals can help you avoid using your credit card or taking a personal loan. Gates, like other millionaires, prefers to move the money, not leave it in the bank. The best time to do this is once building up an emergency fund. Most self-made millionaires set up a monthly or bi-monthly automatic transfer of cash from your checking account into an investment account. This way, you can forget about having to remember to manually invest, and you can then learn to live on the funds you have available. This means you should have organized investment plans like in stocks, bonds, or exchange-traded funds, so you can use those invested savings for future car purchases, vacations, or other short or long-term goals without incurring additional debt. As a general rule of thumb, you should save at least roughly 20% of your income each month. This 20% goes toward your savings plans, emergency fund, retirement, and investments. How much you take out of your paycheck to invest depends heavily on your income and investment goals, but getting used to living without that 20% is a good start for both your savings and your investments. But before you invest, make sure you know how much risk you can take on and the time frame for when you'll need the money. If you are in your 20s or 30s saving up for retirement, you can generally take on a little more risk in exchange for aggressive yields because you won't need your money for several decades if you plan to retire in your early 60s. For those in their 40s or 50s, their investment time frame for retiring is much shorter. Therefore, they are generally more reluctant to take on risks to better protect their money. So don't put your money in the bank. Instead, invest it. Consider the long term. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Another quote by Warren Buffett, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. His point here was that long-term, steady investments are preferable to short-term, shaky investments. He invests in undervalued firms and retains their stock for a long time, probably forever. He advises that investing successfully isn't a get-rich-quick program. You should be wary of trendy stock picks, brand new startups, and shady investments that promise unusually huge profits. Get out of debt. Paying money to temporarily use other people's money makes you poorer. Charging money to allow other people to use yours temporarily makes you richer, says Stacey Johnson, a former Wall Street analyst. Stacey also adds that borrowing isn't necessarily a negative thing if it's important to survive, though he recommends avoiding it if possible. The less debt you have, the better your financial situation will be. When you can, try to minimize the taxes you pay. This includes finding some element of tax savings in everything from retirement plan investments to home mortgage interest, charitable contributions, college funding, and health savings accounts. Make sure you are participating in the plans and programs that can have multiple benefits. This is an area where it is helpful to consult a financial and tax professional. The rich and successful people can teach us a lot with their experiences. Each of these people is known for being both a student and a leader of the markets. We all learn by executing, failing, and learning in life. It's up to us, the takeaways, and our perception towards money which makes the difference. So be sure to subscribe so we can guide you towards financial freedom.